Because like, oh, like if you're conservative, then like you can't be gay. And it's like, okay, well, would you want me to vote for Biden then? Or do you want an extra vote for Trump? Like, what do you want here?
You spend a ton of time with Republicans, conservatives, conservative commentators. You go to Daily Wire events. You and Candace are friends, which I like that. It's fun. And you get a finger on the pulse for that stuff whenever I reach out to you.
Yes.
What frustrates you about that side of the world? We don't see that. The low-hanging fruit, the pinata to punch is the left. It's easy, right? It's also, people love it. People want to like share that shit. They like it. They comment. Whenever you have valid critiques of, or whenever I have valid critiques of the conservatives, I get a lot more pushback, right? And I don't go at them hard, but sometimes, their craziness, especially when it comes to like, let's like rethink gay marriage. I'm like, let's not do that.
Yeah, like let's not do that. Well, let's rethink. I'm down for the term, but not for the action. I'd rather the government not be in marriage at all, but like I also don't want you to say that marriage can exist and it's illegal for two men to be together, because like F that. Like that's just not gonna happen. Not gonna fly with me. Things that frustrate me with like the right that I see, especially lately, would be the gay issue. That, you have gays against groomers. You have this coalition of gay people on the right who are being vocal against the same thing that majority of the right is vocal against, but they don't get the certain attention, or how they're very like tribalistic almost, in that if you don't act like a conservative, then you're not one. So right now I just say like I'm center right. I just say that that's just where I land. Because like, oh, like if you're conservative, then like you can't be gay. And it's like, okay, well, would you want me to vote for Biden then? Or do you want an extra vote for Trump? Like, what do you want here? That frustrates me. And then you have a lot of people who left the left, or that's like the left left them. And you have this growing mound of people who are politically homeless. And it's like they almost can't even get an invite from the right, because the right gets too focused on, oh, like, that's just degeneracy. Like you can't, like people shit on Linda all the time. Wake up from Linda. They shit on her sometimes because she works out in like a bikini top and like her biker shorts. And you're like, oh, like you have to cover up and be modest. Things like that frustrate me. Or like Daily Wire, love them. Like they're cool to hang out with. They throw great events and whatnot. But it's like, could I ever have a show there? Or no, because I'm gay. Things like that.
Yeah, it's the Daily Wire trips me out a lot, and I think about that a lot because I would love for politically homeless to be at the Daily Wire, and I think you having a show, me having a show there, like that would be awesome. I think it would be great for them. It'd be great to diversify their brand. I think we fit in line with like free thinkers and like, but it's like,
oh, for sure,
it's so ideologically driven that that would never work.
Exactly, and that's where it kind of like that's the one thing that kind of bugs me about the right, is that the whole just like cult like behavior and then the whole, how do I say this? People not practicing what they preach.
Elaborate.
Like at these like conservative events that I would used to go to, because I don't really go to them anymore. I mean, we're all human. I mean, they get lit, we get turned. Like you see the drugs, you see the alcohol, you see people partying, and it's like, aren't you just fighting against that? Or like you see like, oh, like I'm against gay people, but like I just heard that you just suck homie dick. Like what's really going on here? Like, and I always will say a trans woman on the left has bigger balls than some conservative men. At least they're vocal in what they want. Conservative men, they just trip me out. A lot of them do, because they're too stuck on, I have to be this man. And it's like, bro, you ever heard of toxic masculinity? That shit's real. That shit's like you just bottling this up and not saying anything and only venting to your gay friend, or just balling up and not saying anything is a problem. So yeah, those are some things that bother me on the right. Just like the whole like, oh, we're in this together. This whole like hive-like mind mentality, certain gay issues, hypocrisy.
When the more restrictive you claim to be in the way you look at something, the more you open yourself up to the hypocrisy, right? Like it's very, there's things I'm definitely hypocritical about that I don't see, because we aren't who we think we are, right? Like the way the world sees us, way we see ourselves is often different, but it's really hard to find me in that, right? Because it's like, I'm making a decision based on principles. Like it's like, and I think with conservatives, like there's so many try hard conservatives. And when you talk about that with these men, like I actually think Charlie Kirk's probably gay. I look at him, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and how much he cares about these certain things. Like you can't care that much unless there's some reason to care that much.
I think you just care because of money. And when you're in charge of an organization and with all this money, you have to care and be the forefront of that for the donors.
But it's like, is this guy really embodying masculinity? It's like these guys that talk about masculinity all the time, or sometimes I'm like, dude, I would slap you in your face, and I'm a liberal.
I don't think a lot of them know what masculinity really is.
For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be on the CIA watch list. I'm close. I'm getting there. But what we need to really solidify our place on a CIA watch list is more subscribers to this YouTube channel. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Let's get more views on this. I really want my phones to be tapped. I want to be treated like Julian Assange. And the only way we're going to get there is if you subscribe. So do it.